I started praying, hoping he can wake up. It's too hard. He gave me a hug, he prayed for me, he gave my and then he gave my boyfriend a hug, and then they prayed for him too. And then yeah, like he was so happy. I was happy. Like, hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So this is Sheikh My Love, and today we have a different video. It is really different from the videos that you've seen here. From the title, I know you know what I'm going to be talking about, and I know you must be wondering. I've been posting videos, posting content back to back, but I've not been fine. I'm not. So in this video, I intend not to cry, but hope me God. Okay, I know most of you don't know. Actually, I think 99% of you don't know this, but I lost my father. Yeah, and in a very funny way, in a very unbelievable way. Like, it wasn't really sounding true, and yeah, it just hit me, and so shocked. I was really not believing it, but it had happened. So been stressed, I've been depressed. I decided to be putting content for my channel to be moving, to be to be active, because I've been wanting this. I've been praying to make 1K subscribers, and thanks to you guys, we made 1K subscribers on the same day that I buried my father. Yeah, so I know I didn't tell you this, I know I didn't post this, I know I didn't inform anyone, because this is the thing. In March 18th, it was Saturday. I know you've seen that video when I was in the village with Boo, and then I was recording, and then I told you I'm going to the village. I was going to see my father. I was going to visit him, not because he was sick, he wasn't. So on Saturday 18th, after we did whatever we wanted to do, I picked up my cousin, I picked up my sis, and then we went to see my father, because previously, in the previous years and the previous months, he was sick. He had been sick for some time, but in February he was in Mulago, and actually in January he was in Mulago, and then Feb he was okay. He had recovered. Like, they sent him home because he was like, we had too much change. He was okay, he was moving, he was talking, and like the progress was so overwhelming. He was fine. And then I decided to go and see him, because he had been sick, and I had taken some time, I think 2 months, without seeing him. And then I decided to go and visit him. On 18th, I decided to go and visit him. So I called him before, and I wanted to go when, like, after Ramadan starting, that first week after Ramadan starting. But a night before that, it was on Friday, I was like, my heart was telling me to go, like something was pushing me, because I had on Friday 18th, as on Friday 17th, something was pushing me. I even called him, and I was like, I'm going to call. I called him on Friday 17th, and then I was like, I'm going to come next week. I'm going to come next week when the Ramadan starts. And then I told him. He told me what he wanted, because primarily he doesn't ask for a lot of things, and for him, he wants to see you. If he needed to see you, even if you don't take anything, he will be happy, he will welcome you and all that. So on Friday 17th, something was pushing me. I was like, I eventually started missing him so much. I started thinking a lot. I was like, why can't I go and see him? After calling him, and I made a program that I was going to visit him next weekend, okay? And he was happy about that. So something was pushing me. In the morning on 18th Saturday, I couldn't resist it. So we had a program, me and my boyfriend. We had a program where we were going somewhere. But again, I was like, after, I want to go and see him. Like, I told him, you know what, let's go and do whatever we have to do. And then after we drove to the village, in the village to see dad. He was like, okay, because they had talked in December. They spoke on phone and he had promised to go and see him. But this time I was just insisting because also he thought I was going to go the following week. But on Saturday I was like, I want to see my dad. I want to see him. At first he resisted. He was like, no, you said on like next weekend. Why are you canceling? I was like, if you're not going, I'm going. Okay. He was like, it's okay if that's what you want. He drove, we did whatever we had to do, and then after we went to the village. Actually, I was on the way and then I called him. I usually call him Omlunji Wange. I called him and he was like, Nyenje. I told him, Omlunji Wange, how are you? He was like, I'm okay, okay? He was very happy and then I was like, Okolachi. Remember, I'm just seated here. I was basically doing nothing and he was very happy. Then I told him, I'm coming right now. I'm coming. Nagamba, hey, so you changed it. I was like, so yeah, I need a hug. That's what I told him because I was in the car with the people that I was going with. And actually I called my sister that very morning and I was like, we are going to the village right now. I don't know, I call her my sister, but she calls him, she used to call him Granny. And they were so tight, too tight. They were friends. So I called him, I called her and I was like, I'm picking you up. We are going to see Granny, your Granny. She was like, it's okay, you come. And then she prepared. Then when we were going, I told her, I called him, I was like, I need a hug. I'm coming right now. Because that's what I felt like. I really felt like I needed one. It's too hard. So I felt like I needed a hug, and then I told him, I need a hug, I'm coming. Then he was like, bring me this and that. I bought everything that he needed and more other things. And I went immediately when I reached. Every time I go and visit him, every time I see him, I give him a hug. He gives me a hug and then he prays for me while hugging me. So we went, I entered, I told him I need my hug. He gave me a hug, he prayed for me. He gave my sister a hug, he prayed for her. And then he gave my boyfriend a hug and then they prayed for him too. And then, yeah, like he was so happy. I was happy. Like, I was very happy because like eventually I had got what I had missed a lot. And then I saw his face, he was very happy. His whole, it was overwhelming. Like, he was like, well, they really treated me well. I've never felt like this. And I personally, I'd never seen him like that. He was very fine. He was very fine. And everyone at home was praising the doctors. Everyone was happy. Like, everyone was so happy. Like, we had a lot of, that gave us a lot of hope. I'm sorry, guys. That gave us a lot of hope, and everyone was really, really excited and happy to see him very fine like that. So we did whatever we did and then we left. So when I reached, I didn't call him, and I usually call him to to inform him that I've reached well, but I didn't call him. So on Sunday, still I didn't call him. So on Monday, that was on 20th. On Monday, I was here. I was in the sitting room, and he called. No, I wasn't in the sitting room. I had moved out of the gate, outside the gate, and then I left my phone at home. When I came back, I found him calling. So when I came to pick up, the phone just went off. That was at 7:30. I'm going to put them here on the screen. 7:30 p.m. in the evening. So I came, I was going to shower, and then I found the phone ringing. When I came to pick, it had just ended. It just ended. And then when I checked my phone, he had called 3 times, and that rarely happens. Always calls me once. If I don't pick, he calls the second time, or he leaves it, because I usually return the call. Every time I find his missed call or his call, I call immediately. So I called him immediately, and he was like, "How are you?" I told him I'm fine. He was like, "Why didn't you call me? Did you reach well?" I was like, "Yes." Then he was like, "Yesterday I waited for your call, and you didn't call. You didn't call to inform me that you guys had reached well." I told him, "I'm sorry, I reached when I was very tired and I forgot to call, but we reached well." Then we talked, just simple talk, and then I was like, "How are you?" He was like, "I'm real fine." He was very fine and happy, and everyone at home were happy, because I even had them talking in the background. Then he was like, after we talked, he was like, "Bella Lunch." That means stay safe or be well. That was 7:30 at night on 20th. So after we bid a farewell, and then he hung up that call. And then I was just happy, because every time I speak to him, he calls me Omnonjoanga. I call him Omnonjoanga. Like, yeah, we always have good conversations. So we always have good conversations, and it always ends up well. Every time I receive his call, it's going to be a happy moment. Every time he receives my call, it's a happy moment. So after I showered, after I didn't even eat, after all of a sudden I felt I started to have mood swings. I started to not feeling well. Actually, I wasn't sick, but I wasn't feeling myself. Okay. And then after like 1.5 hours, I came to bed, not to sleep, but I was like, let me go to bed, because my brother was in his bedroom. I said, let me go to bed. I was in the sitting room. I was trying to edit a video, but I couldn't concentrate. And then I was like, let me go to bed. Maybe I watch a movie. The moment I entered the bed, it was 10. It was 10:30. Around 10:30, that sister of mine, my cousin, called. So whenever she calls me, because she was my friend, Museka, always like, it's always a good vibe. And then when she called, it was late. She rarely calls at night, like late at night, especially from 9. She rarely does that. And then she called me online. But anyway, I was like, maybe she wants to talk to me on a video call. So I got a phone like this, and then I put him on the loudspeaker on WhatsApp. She called me on a voice WhatsApp. It was a WhatsApp call. When she called, she was crying. At first I thought she was like Nyenje. She called me. They called me Nyenje at home, most of them. She was like Nyenje. When she called me, she kept quiet, and then she was crying. Then first I thought maybe she was moving and then she got robbed. I thought maybe they had robbed her from her place because she stays alone. She was crying. And then I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She was like, Grand is dead. She was like, Grand is dead. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, we've just seen him on Saturday and he's dead. I was like, Zulfa, come on. I'm just from talking to him 1.5 hours ago. She said, I'm not lying. He's dead. I lost it. I lost it because I was confused. I was confused. I didn't know what to think. I started shaking. I was like, I called her because she was calling on WhatsApp. In my head, I was like, maybe they have told her a different person, or maybe it is a mistake. Maybe I just fainted, because you can't tell me I've just spoken to someone 1.5 hours ago, very funny, very jolly and happy, and then they're telling me he's dead at 10. So I was like, no, let me call her. I called her. Then I was like, who told you? He said, Dad told me. I lost it, guys. I started praying, hoping he can wake up. It was he can wake up. I started hoping maybe he had just fainted. I didn't believe it because I saw him with my own eyes and he was okay. I spoke to him like just an hour and a half ago, 2 hours, and then they are telling me he's dead. I started calling him because I couldn't think of anyone else. I just wanted to confirm it myself. I called him. I think you can see the calls on the screen. I started calling him and the phone couldn't go through. It was off. I called people who were staying with him at home. Their numbers were off. I started calling my relatives and everyone was telling me it's true. So, guys, I'm so sorry. They were telling me it is true, and I'd lost him. I went. Actually, I wasn't even believing it even after a lot of people told me, until when I went home and I saw him. So on 21st, because that was on 20th at night, on 21st we buried him because we're Muslims and he couldn't stay for many days. So the following day we buried him. Trust me, guys, my friends came, those who managed to get the information in time, on time, because I never called anyone. I was confused. I forgot. But I can't say I cried when I was there, because it sounded and looked like a dream. It looked like I was dreaming. It looked unreal, and just turned out that I had to be strong for my sisters, for my elder sisters, because the ones that I follow, they were so down. So what I did, I was so hurt. I was hurting, and I didn't know and not start. I think I was avoiding people. I was putting on shades. I was moving up and down, because every time I sat down, I was losing it. I feel like I was losing myself. Every time I saw people crying, I was losing it. And then I had to be strong for others. I had to be strong for myself. But it's not easy. So the following night, that night, and then the following nights, it started hitting so hard. It started hurting until now. Like, the pain keeps on coming. Sometimes I can sit there and I'm like, let me call my father. And then I remember he's no more. That's the extent at which I've not believed that I'm still in shock. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I wish heaven had visiting hours. I would be there right now, regardless. So that's what happened. This is the second week, actually, after burying him. Today is 3rd, and I buried him on 21st. It hurts. I had a lot of plans. We had a lot of plans with him, and he just died just like that. Till now, I still ask myself, what happened? Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of questions that are not answered on my father's death, on the cause of his death. I have a lot of questions that are not answered. I wish I can talk to God, like, on like one-on-one, and we have a conversation, me and him. I wish he can give me answers. So yeah, that's how I lost my father, and that's why actually I didn't actually do 1K video. After I didn't record a video after we made 1K, and I didn't, like, before I really wanted to make that because I've waited for so long to reach that milestone. But the very day that we made 1K, it's the same day when I lost my father. And when I lost him, I lost it all. But thank you guys for subscribing, for supporting me. I just pray I succeed. I want him to be happy where he is. One thing I know, and I'm sure of, I've always made him proud. I've never failed him. I've achieved things that he wanted me to achieve more. He really wanted me to study and graduate. He wanted me to be a hardworking girl, and I've given him that. I've been taking care of him even when I didn't have much. I never waited for me to get a lot to do that. And I know he has been talking about that. And even when I reached at home, everyone was talking, like asking, is she the one who was here last time? They were talking about you, good things about, like, he was very happy. He was very happy, and for that I thank God that I was in position to do that. when he was alive. Otherwise, I would be regretting. So this goes to you all. If you still have that person that you love so much, that means a lot to you, like, don't wait for tomorrow. Because if I'd waited until the coming week, I wouldn't have gotten that hug from him, that prayer, that last conversation one-on-one, because we talked a lot and we were happy. Another thing, listen to your intuitions, because if I had not listened to my intuitions and my heart, Sally Mulaviyeku for the last time. But I listened to my heart and I cancelled every program just to go and see him. And boom, I didn't know it was going to be the last time for me to see him. I was the last child to visit him, and I was the last child he spoke to on the phone before he died. That hurts, but I'm grateful. I think, yeah, for those of you who have been asking me about these stats, I have 3 of them. I have an ego, I have a name, and then I have a flower plus a butterfly. These stats are about someone special, someone very special. That is my mother. I lost her when I was very young. In the same way, I was the last person to see her because I was just besides her, and I was very young. It's the same thing that happened. I saw him when he was still alive, before he went. So these are for my mother. I don't have any tag that indicates me or portrays me in any way. These are all for my mother. Yeah, so that's all. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys. Yeah, I've been telling you that I'm not okay. I've been having acne. I think you've been seeing that in the video, in the two previous videos that I've uploaded. I've been stressed, and I'm still stressed. I feel like even if people tell you I understand what you're going through, no one can really understand the pain that you might be going through after losing someone. I hate losing people that I love. I really hate it. But I have nothing to do. I pray I get strong. But I love you guys, and I'm going to stop from here. So that's what's up. That's why I've been telling you that I'm not okay. That's why in the previous weeks, the last week, and then I think in the previous 2 weeks, I've been not consistent, and I've not been okay, and I've not been in position to film content that I'm proud of. I just pray I get back to normal, because we've got to move on regardless. But it's hard. It is hard, very hard. But he is. I think he's happy with me, and I thank God. I thank God for that. Bye guys. I love you.